Hey everyone, Jim Gonzalez here, EDI Support LLC. I know I had off last week. I was at the Boomi World 2024 in Denver, checking things out, seeing what they offer, and going from there. So I hope you had a good week and a nice week off from having to deal with me. But no, and all kidding aside, it was a great meeting, great time learning from different individuals, meeting different companies, different other partners, and that kind of stuff. Weather here is a little dreary, nice and rainy. And if you might hear it, I came back with a little bit of a sinus infection going on, which is always fun to deal with after a week of traveling and having to be on 24/7, having to talk to people. So, what I want to jump into is something that we really hit pretty in depth at Boomi World, and that's basically pioneering the future of integration. It's a deep dive into Boomi's vision and roadmap, and the things that they had brought up, and the things that they had talked about during the sessions, during their overall partner summit that they had there, all those different things, their overall presentations. So Boomi, if you didn't know, it's an iPaaS. It has a very good interface that's dealing in any type of API, EDI, data hub, where people are looking for golden records, that kind of stuff. You can also do API management. You can also do flow, which is like a web development interfacing, sending data from basically like think of a free form, entering in the information and being able to send that information out to multiple systems, whether it's API, a local database, all of those things. So I could get into all the different pieces of Boomi, but what it actually triggered in my mindset is talking about like the different pieces of it. So like API management. A lot of people out there, at one point in time, you truly believed in a certain product to be your ERP, maybe your CRM. It was all built in. And then what ended up starting to happen and starting to occur is you would be able to do like an a la carte. So as a business owner, I have multiple different systems for time tracking, for customer management, for maybe ticketing, for my actual financials, for all these different things. Well, I want all those systems to be able to talk and interact with each other to limit how much I'm actually doing. Because if I can limit how much I'm doing and I can enter it in one system and it flows to another system automatically, well, guess what? That's a beautiful thing. And a lot of it's going to the cloud. So, of course, API is involved. So, in course with that is you have API management. So, for a small company, maybe I only have 5. For these enterprise or larger entities, maybe they have 20, 30, 40, 50 different systems that they need to interact with in different methods of sending data, of sharing client information, of sharing invoice information, of sharing sales orders, of sharing inventory, of shipping notifications, of all these different things. Well, you need a spot that you can actually look at and go, okay, here's what I have. Here's a system that, or an iPaaS that can control all of these different API connections and allows me visibility, allows me monitoring, allows me all of those things to know what's going on in the system. To know when I'm out for a week, I can look at maybe a web interface or maybe an app on my phone to tell me if there's an issue with one of those API systems, if the data is flowing, what data is flowed, how many records have been done, all of those things. Well, Boomi's starting to really hone in on that and going to be advancing their thoughts in the API management. I'm not saying they're the end all be all. There's other organizations that are out there, but it gives you a point of understanding that your IT team, whether they're internal or external, needs a spot to be able to review all of those things, see the data going, get error notifications, get all of those reports that are needed to know, is the system doing what it needs to do? Is there checks and balances? Is it working? Is it up and running? Those type of things. So API management, think of that. Think of the control, the reporting, the notifications, all of those things in one spot to help your team, because you don't have one master system anymore. Not saying that they're not out there, but typically people get other systems for either cost, functionality, ease of use. There's a lot of the different factors for figuring out why you select a particular platform. But you need a system that you can manage all those different platform interactions. So the other thing that we had talked about out there was Boomi's AI initiatives. So AI, big thing. Everybody's like, oh my God, artificial intelligence. You say artificial intelligence and people just want to throw you millions of dollars. Take my money. AI is really, people are going to argue, people will fight with me again. This is just my belief. And again, don't mind me, I'm a little stuffy. People may believe it or not, AI is simply a collection of data. Let me say that again. AI is simply a collection of data. So imagine scraping the internet, finding out every single piece of reference that says, I don't know, EDI support LLC. Collectively taking all that information and putting it in a database. And anytime somebody looks up EDI support LLC, the information's there. It's readily available. It's easy to read. And you have people that are going through that are verifying if the information's correct. Almost like a Wikipedia on crack. However you want to look at it. Don't mind my analogies. But it's a huge amount of data, and somebody's got to go through and literally give you the probabilities of it being correct, if it's actually correct, verifying it, all those things. So AI, artificial intelligence, is a collection of data. What's happening in the world? How much does a virtual server cost you now compared to what it cost you 10 years ago? It's a lot cheaper because we're processing a lot more data. When I, in turn, say it to EDI, these people that are charging exorbitant amounts per document or per kilobyte, all of those fees that haven't changed over the last 15 years and have only increased, it's going to hit you, people. It's going to come down. Or those existing companies are going to go away because people are getting smarter to know, Azure, AWS servers, any virtual servers are getting cheaper. The amount of data they can process is getting cheaper. All of those things are happening. Processing speed is getting more robust, and especially because of AIs, because of AI having to read through a whole lot of data. All those things are starting to occur. Now, can AI do everything you need it to do? As of right now, no. In the future, maybe, with a lot of caveats, especially when it comes to EDI. Because EDI, as of right now, still has a lot of human interaction. Yes, can you set up an email to automatically respond using Grammarly or whatever else you want out there? If this certain question comes in and you read and the probabilities and all these things factor in, and this is the answer it's going to shoot back, so that the human on the other end doesn't really know that it's a non-human that's responding via email or all those things? Yes. Is it going to take care of 100% of it? No. Will it ever? Don't know. And I'll probably be dead before it does. But AI will be able to, in the future, be able to handle setting up integrations, be able to handle helping out and assisting with EDI implementations, be able to assist with a lot of those things. Map development, API connections, where you're literally talking to a chatbot, and that chatbot is doing what you need it to do. The Boomi platform shows that. It's in development. It's stuff that they're building upon. But you got to remember, Boomi has a huge repository of pre-existing ADI, API, integrations with NetSuite, Acumatica, all of these things that it's using to build up that solution. Again, it's data. It's collected, it's stored, it's saved, it's rinsed and repeat to see what's similar, what's the same, where's the deviations. What I'm saying is, from an EDI standpoint, AI is going to be able to take care of maybe 80%. It's not going to be able to complete the 15 to 20% in my mindset, where you're going to need human intervention to finish off your API, to finish off your EDI, to finish off the translations, conditionals, rule settings, all of those things. Eventually, it might be able to take care of that. But it's going to be a lot of questions to be answered to set up those different configurations of terms, inventory, all of those things. Are we growing and possibilities of saving a lot of time? Yes, all day long. AI, bits of data stored in a certain area towards a certain subject, EDI, API, translations, all of those things. AI, chatbots, agents, as they had talked about also, all of those things are going to help you out. Do you still need technical knowledge of how it works? I believe so. Or somebody that's outsourced to help you. I believe so. At least until I'm gone and retired, that's my thoughts. In 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, those thoughts may change. I may see a huge development that I'm like, wow, this thing can do everything. All I got to do is tell it what to do, talk into my microphone, and all of a sudden this thing builds out a full-on integration from Walmart, AS2 to my backend, NetSuite, integration, creating sales orders, sending invoices, those type of things. But if you do something that a new product comes out with, well, guess what? Until it gets a built-up repository against that new product, it's not going to really know how to do it, and it's going to need somebody to set up that configuration to explain it and put that information into a database. I hope a lot of this is making sense, and I hope a lot of this is helping. And again, the third and other point is moving large amounts of data. We're going to be moving large amounts of data. We are already moving large amounts of data on a constant basis. So with that, it's just like a cell phone. Back in 1996 or 95, when I had my first cell phone with a whole whopping 30 minutes a month, I think that's what I had. 30 minutes a month. Now we're at a point 30 years later, almost 30 years. Wow, I'm aging myself. Now we're at a point where that same cell phone service is unlimited, has internet, has all those things. Servers are the same way. Processing power is, the chips being brought here into the United States and to be developed here in the United States. Well, guess what? If we do that, it becomes cheaper because they're here on our home land. All those things are going to occur because of tariffs and all those things and initiatives, and we got to start bringing it better in-house. Well, my thoughts are this, is when it relates to EDI, the EDI costs are going to be going down. What you're paying per kilocharacter, what you're paying per document is all going to have to drive down. It's going to, because people are going to realize you can't keep charging what you charged 20, 30 years ago. Because those AWS, Azure servers, or any other virtual machines are getting cheaper. Just my thoughts. Again, these are all of my thoughts of what's happening. You can disagree, you can agree, you can do all those things. So when it comes to AI, replacing and doing everything for you as though you don't need, it's even going to tell you how to breathe. I don't think it's going to happen, at least not in my time. It's not going to take over the world. Could it cause issues? Yes. Could it cause disruption? Yes. Can it do things like that? Yes, because it's a collection of data. We're the ones that are feeding the data in. We've been feeding the data into the internet since it was developed. And now it's being scraped and harvested and stored into databases. And they're using probabilities to figure out how close is this to being right. And then it's taking chief engineers and top level people to say, that's right, that's not. That's right, that's not. And it'll start honing in machine learning, as they say it, still human intervention, still a human sitting there guiding it, giving it some pieces of knowledge. I just think that's what we're going to see. That's what we're going to see when it comes to agents. Agents are going to be able to do simplistic things, RPA, reading through, a PDF file and seeing probabilities and all those things all day long. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Share your comments, like our posts, like our videos, do all of those things. But let me know. Let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree, whatever? Please, just tell me. Jim Gonzalez, here coming from Pennsylvania every Wednesday. I'm not going to skip next Wednesday. Skipped one already. Had my vacation. Really wasn't a vacation, but anyways. Check out all of our links. Go to our YouTube. Go to LinkedIn. Check out our Discord. All those links are inside the comments or the description, I should say, of these posts. And if you need anything from me, don't hesitate to reach out. I wanted to give you some insight into the different things that I was talking about basically all week last week, so that you know what I'm thinking. Anyways, take care. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.